He wrote to me in the spring of 1995 suggesting that I should come down to Reading on a visit. I was struck by the improvement in his mood and arranged to spend a few days with him. Robinson met me at the station and took me immediately to King's Road, where he had identified the building which had been the coaching establishment where Rimbaud was employed as a teacher of French in 1874. East Ham Churchyard, opposite the Beckton ski slope, is the largest churchyard in England. Robinson was hoping to find some trace of the opium den frequented by Dorian Gray by following the route described in the story, but he couldn't find anyone to ask. It was Environment Week in Dartford. We visited a landfill at Ebbsfleet, where Blue Circle proposed to build a new town alongside the Channel Tunnel station, and Donald Trump is rumoured to be planning casinos. On the evening of the 12th of June we arrived in Oxford, the King's headquarters in the Civil War, and Hitler's preferred capital had he occupied England. Bristol imports more cars than any other port in the UK, and had the best PR of any port we visited. Bristol is closer to the enormous markets of the Americas, Australia and the Pacific Rim than any other port in the UK. The Port of Bristol is the only major UK port to employ a permanent workforce. Merry Hill, near Dudley, is the largest shopping centre in Europe. More than 4.5 million people are within 65 minutes' drive. It is connected to the nearby waterfront development by a monorail, though this was not operating on the day of our visit. At the top of the hill are the offices of the Child Support Agency. The waterfront and Merry Hill were built on the site of the former Round Oak Steelworks. Merry Hill attracts 25 million shopping visits a year, and its effects are felt in towns 200 miles away. On September the 4th we arrived in Liverpool. In the statistics for 1993, the Mersey Dock and Harbour Company was the most profitable of any port authority listed. In the last 30 years, Liverpool's traffic has fluctuated more than that of any other UK port. It is now about the same as in 1965, 3 times more than in the early 80s, and Liverpool is one of the biggest ports in England. We arrived in Manchester on September the 19th. In 1937, Turing published his paper on computable numbers. 2 years later, he joined the Code and Cipher School at Bletchley Park in the team that cracked the German Navy's Enigma code, so that convoys could dodge U-boats in the North Atlantic. He continued his computer work at Manchester University, becoming director of the Manchester Automatic Digital Machine. In 1954, a police investigation of a burglary at his home led to his being charged with gross indecency. He pleaded guilty and was put on probation on condition that he submitted to hormone treatment. Shortly afterwards, he killed himself by eating an apple impregnated with cyanide. He was 42. Unemployment in Middlesbrough is 17%, the highest in the country, which has the least regulated labour market in the industrialised world, and the highest prison population of any country in Europe. Blackpool is Robinson's hometown. His parents used to have a nursery which specialised in strains of giant vegetables. He explained that life on Earth evolved after the arrival of Buckminster fullerenes in meteorites. Radiation levels in the Irish Sea are higher than in any sea anywhere in the world.